If it's raining and pouring, people are gonna be running to their cars. They're not paying attention to each store if they're not going into the store. And if someone was gonna come into the store, I would take them down with them.
Hi, I'm Larry Lawton, America's biggest jewel thief. Join me as I walk you through my past robberies, how I planned them, executed them, and ultimately got caught. I'm gonna show you how we did things in prison, like making a tattoo gun, making wine, making white lightning. It's gonna be very educational. These are the untold stories.
All right, everybody, Larry Lawton here for another great video. This is gonna be a pretty wild one. I'm on my way to my Savannah robbery, the one I robbed in Savannah, Georgia. And it's really kind of weird because the day was like it looks right now. It's kind of overcast, and we ended up having rain during that robbery. And I'm gonna show you the whole plaza, and I'm gonna try to go into this robbery. This is a true untold story, and it's really one of the first ones I tried to go back to a robbery. It was a Freedman's Jewelers. I didn't do that great on this one. I got about $250,000. It wasn't a big robbery in per se of the jewelry robbery business. But this should be fun. I don't know what they're gonna say. I don't know what the people in the place are gonna say, but I am gonna go with cameras hot. So we're gonna find out and see what these people say, and I will explain everything outside the store at first, that's for sure. We're having a blast here because right now we can't find the store. We're the three old bungling thieves anymore. We can't find the store we're gonna rob. As Ray ducks behind the seat. But it's kind of funny. It was in Savannah, and I'm not home with my where I got my records and stuff, and it was the Savannah jewelry. I want to go do the reenactment, so we're finding it. We got another whatever. I don't know how long to go. We're gonna find this thing. We got the driving, but it really does remind me of the three old criminals after they aged out. It's kind of eerie, everybody. This is like the weather when I did the robbery. It was pouring, a downpour, a major downpour. I'm telling you, it was so eerie because when I went to an area, I used to go search. We would actually get the telephone books. Back then they had telephone books, and we would take out 5, 6, 7 pages of all the jewelers in the area. And there might be 20 to 30, sometimes 50 to 100 jewelers. I would actually drive around, case, and eliminate some of them right from looking at them. Once I could look at them, I could see right before even going in it, I know it's no good. So that's what I would do. So this was kind of eerie because the weather was so like the day we were riding around looking at jewelry stores. So that's exactly what we did too. We just rode around looking, and the weather was like this, and it ended up working out good, the weather. When I go into this place, I'm gonna see what it is. I don't know what it is yet, but it was 25 years ago, maybe, something like that. All right, now here is the bridge. It's not like a big bridge, it was like an overhead bridge, and then the plaza's off to the right. And after you go down, there was a building under construction on the left side, a mega building. See what that is today. Now I guess we just left Savannah, or we're still in the city limits of Savannah, because it was right here, right outside the downtown. We just went through like Savannah, like a town of Savannah, if you want to call it that. It's so weird to do this. Not that I'm a criminal or anything, it's just weird. It's weird going back to the places you robbed. You could tell we're the over the hill gang. One guy's got to go to the bathroom. We're the criminal. Hold on, we can't do the job yet. Got to go to the bathroom.
Stop at McDonald's.
Stop at McDonald's. I got to take a piss.
Prostate issues.
Oh, wow, look at this place. Yep, there's the plaza. Yep, there's the old building that was being built. It's a Walmart. You see way down there. You gonna meet us in front, Ray?
Yep.
All right, that's what we normally would do. We'd drop off one of the guys to look out. And here we are. Now this is the plaza. We're gonna go pull in. John and I are gonna pull in around the front, John, okay? What is it? It's, oh my God, it's a Savannah. Nope, down more. It's to the right, left, I mean. Okay. Nope, it's a dry cleaners. See the dry cleaners? Oh my God, I'm gonna get out and do this. We're gonna get out and do this right now. Yep. Go around the back. This is exactly, see that building over there, everybody? That building is the Walmart. That was just being built about 25 years ago when I did this. And this is it. John, this is it. John, this is it. I guarantee it. All right, right here, everybody. We pulled up and we had a car in the back. Right there. You pulled up right to the back. So you went out the back door. It was easy to do that. In the Savannah robbery, we didn't go. I think I went straight out the front door. I'm going to go around back, but I remember this back very well. See, you could tell this whole back really well. Let me just show you. All here. And it's like these, look at this, nobody around here. You'd think they'd put cameras on the walls. I still don't see any of that. There's no cameras anywhere. And in today's world, I think they should have cameras. I don't see any of them anywhere. I mean, you wouldn't know who's breaking in or not. I mean, if you had your business. Really, it's crazy. Every single jewelry store I ever robbed, I knew what the back and front looked like. Obviously, in this store, the back of the store, and it really amazed me, and I kept saying it there because I'm still shocked. With cameras, why you wouldn't have cameras? I have cameras all over my house. It's easy. They're cheap. It's not expensive. They go right to your iPhone. And to this day, there's no cameras. And that's obviously they were just coming out with cameras back then. And it was a big deal. And I used to take the tapes out of the store. But here, still no cameras. And I'm telling you, it blows me away. I can make a nice checklist of what to do and what not to do and what security precautions to put in to prevent a thief like me. All right, John, let's go back around. Wow, this is definitely it. But when we came here, we check out the back, the front, everything during a robbery. This Walmart was all under construction. All of this stuff was under construction. It was a big construction project. That's 25 years old. Wow. Look at that. Talk about timing, everybody. You see that UPS truck? We're doing this filming right now at 12:25. I did the robbery in the afternoon as well. And it was just like this, but it was pouring rain. It's raining, but pouring. And people were running by and going to their cars. You want to pull in anywhere here, John? Anywhere is good. Okay, everybody, this is the robbery called the Savannah Jewelry Store robbery. And if you look around, as we pan around, all of this is grown. It was pretty much a barren plaza at the time, and all of that. There wasn't a McDonald's. That Walmart was being built. I totally remember there was a berm over there, and you going around the store was very easy. Also, the store was only 5 or 6 stores right up from the end, and which it is. Again, now look in, that thing is now a dry cleaners. Look in there. You can't see inside there, can you? You can't see anybody in that store, and that's even on a rainy day. The day of the robbery, back in, I think it was 94, 95, it was pouring rain. And you saw people going by with papers over their heads to get to their cars, and I'm waving at them. I'm going up and down in the middle of the road. Let's walk a little closer, John, and see if we can't get a little closer to the robbery area. Look at the plaza, everybody. These are the plazas I robbed. Big, long plazas. And the reason I did that is because you can sit in the parking lot at any time in this place, and it was perfect. When you sat in the parking lot, it was really perfect. So nobody would know who you were. Nobody they would think you're waiting for your wife or whoever it is. And right over all of these stores and stuff were really not here. That McDonald's wasn't new. It was, you could see this plaza very clearly from the main road. But you were far enough back that somebody wouldn't notice anything going on a robbery. They wouldn't notice that. They just see it the way it is. So we're gonna wait for that car. And another important aspect of a robbery is knowing when the mailman is coming. At what time is the mailman gonna ride by this store and drop off the mail? You wanna know that. You don't wanna just be caught, when he's coming up and he sees what's going on, he immediately notifies the authority, and now you're on a race. Because the object of these robberies was never to have to race out of there. You moved all along your way, but you got out and you got on the road before anybody knew what happened. No one knew your car, nobody knew anything. You had a fake plate on the car. So you got to an area, usually on 95, a rest stop, and you switch plates. Now you're a legal car, your stuff is in the trunk, nobody knows anything. You're just going to New York. I mean, you could even be stopped, it didn't matter. And within 24 hours, even from here, Savannah, Georgia, within 24 hours, all the jewelry was gone. Even the clothes I was wearing, everything was incinerated in an incinerator. All the tags off every piece of that jewelry, incinerated. Every box, everything, incinerated. Nobody has any trace. All you had was the gold. The gold, they started melting the gold right away. Literally, started melting the gold right away.
All right, as we go, and as I was telling everybody, here is the plaza. As you can see, you cannot see in. Now, wait till you go to this one. Go to see and notice what they still have. Obviously, this is a dry cleaners now. Look what they got. They got security doors that come down. You can see the security comes all the way down, and you can't look in. So that's it. I actually stood here in the middle and inside the store, and I ended up telling the people what to do. I'm gonna go in the store and see if the lady will let me in. I'm gonna put a mask on, and I'm gonna talk to her and see if she'll let me do a quick video of what we did.
Before I go into the store, I want to let you know what I was thinking about. And when I say eerie feelings, when I'm casing a store, you get that feeling. Everything, your hackles are up. But back then, I had hair, and I used to say you could feel the hair on your neck go up because you are on your game. You are literally on your game. You are absorbing information at an alarming rate, and you don't want to miss something, because if you miss something, you go to prison. And remember, I was never caught in a store. I was caught afterwards, and you guys know about that video. But in this store, it was like the plaza was empty, like I said, and I was very confident in this store. I did not, and to this day it held true, I wasn't confident at a big load, because it's a Friedman's. And Friedman's are, it's a jewelry chain. They're not known to carry mega diamonds and wholesale diamonds to sell to other jewelers. They have their own people come around. The best way to do that store, I hate to say what you would do today, and they should secure it, is wait for the guy who comes and delivers the diamonds to them. And that's the guy you get. That's really how you would do it.
All right, here we are in the store, everybody, and the owners were nice enough to let us come in and show exactly the way it was. And along here, this is a dry cleaners now, but along here you had display cases on each side, and as I walked up and down this row here, I was like a general, and I had each guy's emptying the thing, and I would come up to this window just like this and look out while everything is going on, and you could see who's coming and you could see who's going just from here. And when you did that robbery, you knew when the mailman came, you knew when the police were around. And it was a plaza that was close enough back into town over that bridge I showed you that made it where it was easily gettable. And it was far enough off the main strip. That Walmart I told you wasn't even a Walmart then. It was under construction. Something was a big construction project going on, and this is 25 years ago. So I'm sure that's how long that is. But they're all pretty much built the same way. I still see they got security up here and all that kind of stuff, and the doors, which is good for them. Obviously, it can't hurt in today's world. But anyway, I just want to show you guys inside it. Coming in and out of here, as you can see, if it's raining and pouring, people are going to be running to their cars. They're not paying attention to each store if they're not going into the store. And if someone was going to come into the store, I would take them down with them. In this robbery, nobody came into the store. I felt like a general. Like I said, I was up and down the middle of the aisle. Get that, get that, get that. And I felt like the little general. But anyway, that's what we did in this robbery. It's called the Savannah Jewelry Robbery, and it was a Friedman's jeweler at the time. And I got about $250,000 out of that store. It was a Friedman Jewelers. But other than that, this is how the robberies went. This is where we go, and these are the plazas. As you can see, even today, look, there's nobody here. Go the other way. Very few people. Very few people in this whole entire plaza you're going to see. And even now, on a rainy day, you don't see many people. It is what it is. And you'd be surprised what people don't know when they're walking around.
Okay, here we are outside the store again. Before I even get in the car, I want to say what was really going on. You know, I had, in this robbery was Davey, my brother, and Jimmy. Jimmy since passed as well. And that's why I said I was the general back and forth, and I remember it vividly. And I do remember that going back, you know, heading up the road through Savannah to 95, we were out of Georgia in probably 35 minutes. 40 minutes, whatever it takes to get out of Georgia, literally right into South Carolina. And you know, what goes through your mind is how much money you got in that bag. And that robbery, we had 2 bags. Each guy had a big jewelry bag full of whatever was in the thing. And I used to take the stuff that was in the safe and make sure that the people were down. They didn't know it hit them, obviously. But you know, there is there's some feelings now. I get the feelings going back that, you know, because I'm not a bad guy anymore. And I do think about the people that were traumatized, and I feel for those people. I really do. I'm gonna meet some people I robbed. I am gonna meet some people I robbed. That's gonna be my goal. I'm sure some of them, I don't know if they're really there. Do their families keep them going for 25, 30 years? I don't know. The jewelry business is a tough business, and a lot of crooks in that business as well. But that's exactly how it's. So now we're gonna get back in the car.
All right, everybody, I just wanted to show you guys what the next robbery was like. I mean, it was kind of fun looking at the person, seeing the only building there had security doors. We checked out the back. The people were very nice. They let us tape, which is pretty good. They don't have to let that happen. But and he also realized when I said I was an honorary cop, he goes, "Oh, you mean the real criminals?" So I guess he understood it too. But it was good to go back there. It's kind of weird feeling going into those stores. I'm waiting to go into one of these that, you know, I often think, did they go out of business because Larry robbed them? I don't think Friedman's is. That's a big company. But some of the little ones, I think they might have took their insurance money and ran. Or not and took their insurance money and become bigger. Who knows?
Well, I just want to talk a little bit about the feelings on the trip up. You know, I don't talk about the trip up too much, and I don't talk about, you know, what you did. I remember my brother was always a better driver than me. And what I mean by better is he can drive the speed limit, a few miles an hour over the speed limit. You never sped at all when you had $1 million of jewels in the trunk. 2 guys, you don't want them to think you're a drug dealer and find them. But anyway, we would just drive the speed limit, and he was a great driver. To this day, he is. What I mean by that, he can drive forever. I would get tired, man, and I had to, you know, pull over or something like that. He could drive forever. I'm telling you, the guy can drive for hours and hours and hours on end. Not me. I'm not that way. But I was already, and back then, you know, I actually had the old cell phones, the brick phones, or I'd stop on a payphone on along the road and I'd make a few phone calls to get ready for my trip up north. Because that trip up north would take X amount of hours, and I got people waiting, getting ready, because we would incinerate all the stuff and the clothes, everything. We would have nothing. There would be nothing left from every little. You know, you take all the rings and stuff like that. You take the tags and everything else, and all signature pieces were done and stuff of that nature. All done. I mean, that's just the way a robbery goes. I mean, I know this video is a little bit different because they weren't in there, but it was the story. It really blew me away a little bit about they still got security shutters. Obviously, a dry cleaner wouldn't have security gates and everything that come down. No, that happens from old jewelry stores or someplace you have to secure. And that's what they are. I mean, they are, you know, they're businesses that make a lot of money. And I always said, I really should have opened up my own jewelry store in California. I could have took loads of jewelry out there and reset it, did a lot of things, and made a lot of money that way. But I was in for a quick buck, and I was in for it with the right people, you know, the mobsters and stuff like that. So, I mean, you know, robberies like that. And when I, you know, going back even to the robbery itself, it's amazing, you know, how I would suit up. You know, when I say suit up to me was getting my pillowcases under my shirt, in my pants, because they were real nice folded. And then I would have a sports jacket, or even though not just the shirt over that thing with the long sleeve shirt. I would have my flex cuffs in one pocket. I would have my gun in the back under the shirt. A BB gun I used. I didn't use a real gun, but it was a gun. It looked just like a gun. And it was in my waistband right there, because I'm the one going in, taking them down. So I would also have my gloves in another pocket, and I had extra of everything. And when I also, you know, I used to make sure I was very conscious of never touching anything in a store, ever. I would even open the door like this with my fingers, and I would open it that way when I got in the place. So, I mean, that's what you do when you go in a place and you're all suited up. Now, the person who sees you doesn't know you're suited up. Matter of fact, it's funny, I don't know how many years ago, I went and I spoke to Jewelers Mutual. It's an insurance company in Wisconsin. And they hired me to come out there and show them about that. And I walked on stage all suited up, the gun, the stuff, and everything. And then I started pulling things out of everywhere, and they go, oh my God, because not one person in the whole audience knew what I had on me. You know, so it's just something the brain doesn't go to. But if you really look tight enough, you might be able to see something. And, you know, I often tell people, be more observant. Don't be less observant. People get into their own grooves. You know, I live with my mom, and I see it as the older they get, they just get into a groove and things don't change. Well, obviously, I think people need to change them and need to, you know, get on their better half, get on their bandwagon, so to speak, and make sure they're more cautious. In this jewelry store, we knew what cars, and there was very, very few people in the plaza anyway, because it was a new plaza. And like I said, the Walmart's being built, and there was nobody around. Very, very empty plaza with bad weather. So it wasn't even crowded when we went there. So it wasn't even bad there. But anyway, that you got an idea of how we went in and how we did a jewelry store. And then went up. And then now to end, you know, once I got to New York, they're gone. Everything's gone. Poof. Everything's gone. But anyway, I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you guys do. Glad you're liking the videos coming out. More cooking series coming out. I'm going to be interviewing a guard, which is going to be a powerful, powerful interview. A guy who knows me as a guard. And check this out. He went to prison. Check it out. And he's a good guy. How's that? I'm saying that. So anyway, I'm going to interview him. He's a good guy. He did 18 years in law enforcement, and then he went to prison. And I'm going to tell his story. And he knows me because he was the guard that was guarding me in prison. And he used to eat my pasta. He used to love my pasta. All right, guys. Enjoyed. Stay safe. Make good choices. And please, always remember we're doing this to try to help people. Not make people understand how to rob. Helping jewelry owners and people prevent robberies. That's what we're doing. All right, guys. Stay strong. I'll be doing another GTA video here real soon. Have a great day, everybody.